Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. This is Josiah. I'm still here in Johannesburg, South Africa. It's my first time here. I'm here with my new friend, and we're at the Bioscope. Hopefully, you can hear us all right. I can't wait to put this video out, and also the write-up, this interview with my friend here. I'm going to have him introduce himself, and we're going to get into some more South African film. So, welcome. Brother, please introduce yourself and tell us, what do you do in film?
Okay, cool. Thanks, man, for meeting me. My name is Lungile. I'm a filmmaker, producer, editor. Well, filmmaker all around.
You're all the things?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And your company, Ironheart Films.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, sure. So I run a company called Ironheart Films.
Okay.
We used to focus on films a lot, but like now I'm trying to be like a video production agency.
Okay.
To like make different types of content. So yes, we have film projects, TV shows, documentary docuseries, but we also want to be like a content agency.
Okay.
We want to make content like short form content, branded content.
Branded content. Okay.
Yeah, and social media content.
Nice.
Just do a mix of things because I mean, as everyone knows, film takes forever from like the development to production, raising finance, and in between all of that, you need to pay the bills. So like the ultimate thing to do is obviously be in film, TV, and advertising.
Okay.
So if you make content like daily corporate videos for commercial clients or agencies, that's how it kind of like keeps the lights on.
Okay.
So yeah, we want to like make short form content, films, and docuseries.
Nice.
You know, just like encompass everything. I know a lot of agencies or production companies specialize, but a lot of companies mainly even as a freelancer in South Africa, you can't be one thing.
Okay.
It's kind of like, you know how they have animators only deal with like fire or liquid.
Sure.
Yeah, animators do everything because you just never know what opportunity might come.
Who will come knocking?
You know, and you have to like survive. You know,
Okay.
You just can't do one thing.
Okay.
So yeah, that's sort of like where we are right now.
Nice. How long has Ironheart Films been around?
Okay, so we were registered in 2013.
Okay.
But I had the company registered, but I think I've been actively full time in art films for the last 6 years, six and a half years. Yeah.
Awesome. Good for you. That's nice. So what initially you started off more so in, I guess you said, short and narrative film.
Yeah.
Now you've gone more into, say again, more into broadcast.
Yes. Yeah. Like advertising.
More advertising. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Branded content.
What was the first what inspired Ironheart Films in the beginning?
Yeah. I mean, like I've always wanted to be a filmmaker. I think since I was 12, my mom used to take me to filmmakers, documentary filmmakers.
Okay.
For some reason, to be honest, I don't even know, but like I've always wanted to be in film.
Okay.
And then, the first inkling, venturing into the industry, I wanted to be an actor.
Okay.
Then I got to film school and I saw what actors did, and I was like, oh, I'm better behind the scenes.
Okay.
So yeah, then I studied for 2 years, but dropped out because of finances. Like the film schools here are not that cheap, especially if you come from like a middle class background.
Okay.
They're really expensive. So from that, I just started working in the industry. I worked in advertising, I worked in music videos, TV shows, and then I got a bit of stability working for different agencies. So obviously doing a lot of like broadcast content, like TV promos, ads for DSTV or Multi-Choice, which is our pay TV subscription service. Okay. So I worked on a lot of content for them and just different brands. And on the side, like shooting films with my friends. And then I think I did that for like 10 years. And then I decided, I want to run my own thing. So I guess it was like a side hustle. I would shoot movies on the weekends with my friends.
Yeah.
Just shoot as much stuff as I could. Yeah. Improvised films, web series. I've shot like quite a lot of stuff.
Really?
Wow. Yeah, and then I was like, you know what? I want to do this for real. Then I left my last job in 2019. And then I was like, okay, how do I do this full time? And how do I do this in like a sustainable way? Like where you have like longevity. So that's the goal. Because you can work on the film this year, but like you need to have like a 10, 20-year plan. Like, how are you going to consistently have revenue and still be creative and keep the lights on and grow? So yeah, that's been the goal and the challenge. I think because also as a creative, you're not. I mean, there's people that I have friends that's just like, I just want to do the job. I want people to hire me and I just want to shoot.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know,
just a more traditional route.
Yeah, but then it's like, when you're a freelancer, you're actually also a business. So you actually have to treat yourself like a business. So even just as a production company, you need to adapt. Like now we have Canal Plus just bought MultiChoice.
I just heard that. Okay.
Which is like, it's like a big merger and it's shaking up the industry a lot.
Okay.
Canal Plus bought like MultiChoice, and then they told all their suppliers need to cut their rates by 20%. So that's like the profit margin.
Okay.
And that's affected work throughout the industry. There's less productions, there's less TV shows.
Oh man.
Can you imagine the people on the bottom level
below
of
the line?
Industry? They're not even gonna be hired. Production companies are probably gonna just keep people permanent, and the people that are permanent are just gonna be worked to death. Like, you better work here or else.
Yeah.
So there's like a big shift in the industry. It's very quiet. So you have to like adjust. You have to like, okay, I can work on TV shows. I can work on ads. At least ads are like a corporate thing.
Yeah.
There's ads all the time. There's marketing content. There's need for social media content. So you kind of have to like be a jack of all trades.
Okay.
To stay afloat.
Okay.
Like I said, the film game is just a long game.
So it's no instant gratification over here.
Yeah.
It's relationships. It's trying to create the longevity. It's an investment in time and yourself. And then in your case, also you're a business owner.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
And then what made you were starting to talk about it, I guess briefly, then what made you pivot to the more advertising? Was it the demands?
I think it's because of how I put it is like, like a 30-second promo is not a film. It's not a feature film. But you're still creative. You come up with an idea, you write it, you shoot it, you
use
tell a
it,
story.
Yeah.
It's the same sort of tools, but you're using it in like a shorter,
Yeah.
it's like a shorter format.
Exactly.
I can put it that way. So I did a lot of that, and I feel like I fed a lot of my creative juices by working on a lot of short film content, while every 2 months I would shoot a short film, which takes long.
So you got more done.
Yes, and it's a lot of. I probably worked on like thousands of promos.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So that keeps your creative brain thinking. You're telling a story all the time. Yes, it's advertising. There's like certain aspects you need to focus on. You have a product or a service and the target market. How do I get these people to talk to each other? How would I translate something for them? And to me, it's all storytelling, to be honest. Short form and long content. It's just like, can you tell a story? Do you know what tools to use?
Yeah.
And then film is just a different way of doing it.
Yeah.
It's just that it just takes longer, especially like the finance raising part of it. When raising money for film is insane. I'm sure you know all about that.
Yeah, well, I know a little bit. I have friends that just came to mind. You're thinking about Kickstarter or GoFundMe or whatever else that we have. And then it's budgeting, you're divvying out like, okay, where will these things go? But you're asking for a lot. Also, if you're doing it online, depending on who you're doing it with, it's like, do you have to hit a certain threshold? Like, so it's like, you and your team might have been like, oh, we need this much money. But if we use a certain platform, it's like, well, then we need this much money to get this much money. And it's a lot of things. I haven't raised, have I? No, I myself actually, honestly, haven't raised money. I've mostly done my student films and things, and I was mostly into the writing.
Yeah.
Actually, but you remind me of friends who taught me a lot of stuff and echoed a lot of things you said, just about some of the anxieties or demands around cultivating that money, the funding, because making projects, no matter how, micro budget, no matter how micro, it's still money. You still got to feed people. You still have to find your location, costuming, you name it. It really is. You said it earlier. It is a business.
Yeah, and you need to be profitable to be sustainable in the long term. you know, I mean, as you said, you've discovered my stuff on LinkedIn. I make a lot of content.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, yes, it's sharing content, but I'm also sharing what I learned in the moment. If I learn something or I go through something, I'm like, oh, how can I turn this into a post? Other people can learn and use it, don't use it. You know, it's like sharing content. I also had people that I looked up to that pulled me into the industry and taught me like the ropes.
Wonderful.
So I had a filmmaker friend who was older than me, a mentor. You know, when the DSLR game started, he put me in. He was like, look, if you want to shoot, learn about DSLR. Because I was like, I'm a writer, I'm a director. I just need someone to hire me. He's like, can you shoot? Can you edit? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know how to do that. And I was like, fresh out of film school. And then I had to learn how to shoot. I learned how to edit. I mean, I knew how to write and stuff, but like being an all-rounder was like a great skill in the sense of like, you know, everything, how film works. I think especially like when I was shooting a lot of indie films, like I would write them, I would cast them, I would shoot, edit, produce. Like I did everything except acting. That's the only thing I didn't do. But then obviously the more I did it, the better I got, and the more I, you know, figured out, okay, this is what I need to do. I'm shooting quick. Maybe sometimes I'd make an improvised film. Like, I mean, a very basic thing I used to do. I'd be like, okay, cool. I have an apartment. I have the patio. I have the kitchen. I have the living room. I have the bedroom and the kitchen and the kitchen. And then I'd be like, okay, cool. These are the resources that I have, and I'll write 3 scenes taking place in each space. Yeah. Like I have a day scene in the kitchen, afternoon scene, and a night scene. I wrote it from a technical aspect. Like, how can I have 3 scenes at each location at different times, and then create a story from there? Shoot that with my friends. Sometimes improvise because it'll be quicker. And then edit it, and then see how far that goes. You know. And the more I did it, the better I got. The first few films I made were not that great. So I was like, oh, it's not that good. But I released it as a web series because it's not good enough to sell. Okay. I also made mistakes where I shot movies without contracts. Where I'd be like, hey, it's a passion project. I've got gear for the next 4 days. Let's shoot at my place. I'll pay for the food. Shoot everything, edit everything. Then before I sell the film, I would get to a point where like, oh, I didn't sign contracts for everyone. Now I have a broadcaster who wants to buy the film. And the first thing they're like, oh, do you have like release contracts for everything and everyone? Now I'm like, oh, then I'm like, okay, how much would you buy this movie? It's like a rom-com. Then I go back to the actors like, hey, this broadcaster is interested in buying the content. Can you sign a release? But then now it's like, you're coming to them at the end of this. Yeah, it's the tail end of it. And they're like, oh, you're going to bro. I want like X amount of money. Yeah. And it's like, oh, that's not going to work. You want like half of the budget that they're willing to buy for. Okay. Like, what about everyone else who worked in the film? Exactly. So I hit like, when I hit like a challenge like that, I'm like, okay, cool. You know what? I've made something. I can't sell it because I should have gotten people to sign before. Yeah. Say, okay, we'll make it. And then whatever we sell it for, we'll split it like equally. Okay. But because I didn't do that, I just couldn't sell the film. I didn't have releases. I was like, okay, what do I do? I'll break it into a web series again and release it. You know? Yeah. And then, I mean, obviously you learn as you do that. You're like, okay, cool. Even when in fact, like the whole business of like film is like, you want to make something for like $5 and sell it for 20. Yeah. You know, so you can make the next one. But what you keep learning is that you'll make something for $5 or whatever. And when you want to sell it, the broadcasters will say, I only have $6 for you. Oh, I have 4. And you're like, that's not even break even. You don't have stars in your film. So they're like, you didn't go to festivals, so I can't give you like money that you need. Yeah. I'll give you this, but then you can't take it anywhere else. You can't sell it anywhere else. Then you're like, oh, the business is broken. Like, if I make something for $5, it's very hard for me to be profitable if I'm self-funding the film. Like I realize, like in order, especially in the South African industry, like it's very hard to make a profit. It is? Okay. Yeah, like I made like a LinkedIn posts because I did a lot of research. I went to a lot of film festivals. Like, if I make a movie for like, let me say 1 million because it's like a better number to make. You make a movie for 1 million. And then you release it in cinema, you probably need like to make 3 million to break even, not profit, to break even, because your distributor takes 20% of the sales, your exhibitor takes 40% of the sales, and then what's left comes to you. So like just to break even to get a million back, you need to make 3 times of that money.
And that's rand.
Yes, yeah.
By the way, that's a South African rand.
Yeah.
But continue. Yeah, people don't think about the mathematics.
Yes. It's like if you think about it, like 1 million, you need to make 3 million to break even. And after that, even before, you need to market the film. Like a lot of local films don't make money because they make a movie for like X amount of money and they don't have marketing. Like one of the biggest things you'll hear is you talk to more filmmakers. There's a lot of South African movies, but they don't have marketing. Like,
that's what I'm learning.
We don't have the ecosystem of like, Hollywood where a movie is 200 million and the marketing is 200 million. So they have to make like, I don't know, 400 million to break even.
Exactly.
We don't like, once we've made that movie for like 5 million, marketing is like social media and there's no money for that. To go on radio, to go on TV, to have posters and billboards, you have to pay for all of that. And as independent filmmakers, you've left with nothing. Now you're relying on like the support of like normal people and word of mouth. And most local movies don't even make money.
Really?
So like we have a really big problem because like South African movies don't make money. There are some like odd movies that have made money, like in terms of Louis Schuster is a filmmaker. He made a lot of comedies. He would make like a lot of money, but it's him and probably just like 2 other filmmakers that would actually make a profit. Most movies they're not profitable, and because of the way that they are made. Obviously, there's different ways to make movies here. You can make a movie self-funded. Maybe you have a rich uncle, gives you like 2 million rand, and you like, go shoot it. And you can lose that 2 million rand, and that's right. It's no skin of his back.
Yeah.
Or the alternative is you go to like your government funders, you get like 5% here, 5% here, maybe 10 from like different industry bodies. They also have their T's and C's that you have to tick. It has to be an uplifting film. You can't make like something dark.
Okay. Didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm sure you can make a horror, but it's going to be very hard. They're going to want something that's a little bit patriotic, a little positive.
Okay.
Paints the country as a great place.
Okay.
Which kind of obviously affects your story.
Of course.
And then after that, like some of that money is soft money, but some of that money is loans. Some of that money is like, they like, okay, well, for every dollar I get, they give you have to give back like 18% or 13%. We do have like a bank. It's called the IDC. They always advertise themselves as like, we fund filmmakers, but that money is a loan. You have to pay it back.
Okay.
So those are like I think the parameters here. You either make the movie independently or use soft money and these loans, or you get like an international investor.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you do all of those things, most of the movies don't make money. I think that's probably like our biggest issue. And even South Africans, you can ask them, do movies get marketed here? Do you know about them? You never really know until like
it's on Netflix or Showmax or wherever.
Yeah. Or it's like it's on this last week at the cinema.
Oh, okay.
It's like, this is a local movie. I didn't even fucking know.
You just stumbled on it.
I was trying to watch something else. Oh, there's a local movie.
Okay.
Obviously, it's not nice to blame the system, but like sometimes it's on the filmmakers, like where they don't like think of the marketing of the film. They don't come up with a strategy ahead of time. Obviously, there's hacks you can do.
Yeah.
But like a lot of people keep doing the same thing. They get the funding from government, and most producers actually live off the fees of the production. They don't make a movie to make a profit so they can make another one. They make a movie so they can live off the production fees, and then the movie gets released and whatever. Maybe it goes to a few festivals, wins a few awards, and then maybe it goes to cinema for like a week and then it's done.
Seriously?
Yeah, like they don't break even. Like most of our movies are very, I want to say awards type movies.
Okay.
Like I want to say like Oscar type movies.
Okay.
So they don't have like a lot of commercial value. They win all the
Okay.
awards at different festivals around the world,
But no
they
profit.
they don't make money.
No money. So why? Okay. I don't know if this is a weird question. Why make movies as a South African? Why make movies here? Not that everything's about money. It's not. But if you wanted it to be, you started this talking about business.
Yes. Yeah.
Actually, and being a good business person, but you're also an artist.
Yeah.
Why make films here? Or maybe I'm asking, what fuels people like yourself?
I mean, obviously, we want to tell stories. We're creatives. We want to tell stories that are like, about, I don't know, South African tribe or South African mystery or like a ghost story. Like we're creatives. I mean, we grew up watching movies and we're always like, why are we watching foreign films from everywhere else, Hollywood and blah, blah, blah. Why are we making our own version of The Terminator or a space movie? Like,
I see you talking about that a lot.
Like, like why can't we have a space movie about like Africans going to space? Yes, it's sci-fi. But like, why people?
Why not?
I think a lot of people are hungry for that type of content, but there's a lot of obstacles. Yes, it's hard.
Sure.
But I think a lot of people need to just realize that like film, first of all, is a business.
Say that again.
Film, first of all, is a business. This is the film business.
Okay.
So yes, you want to tell a story that will move millions, but you also want it to make money. Sometimes I think we forget that.
You want to move millions and make millions.
Because I mean, it's not even like, okay, you want to be rich and buy a mansion. You want to make enough money to make the next one.
Hello.
The
longevity.
Yeah.
Longevity.
Yes.
Please continue.
Yes. And you also want to be sustainable. You don't want to depend on the government money, the grant money, the soft money. Because like most movies here get funded by the soft money. And the only sad part is that as the industry grows and more people graduate from film school, like more people are flooding into the industry, there is more and more people, but then the grant money is capped. There's only so many films the government can fund. So like if there's a funding call, there was a funding call now, maybe they'll say, we have like, I don't know, 100 million. They'll probably make like 12 movies, but they'll probably get like 2,000 applications for feature films. And there's no ways all those movies are going to get made. Only 12 will get made. Then next day there'll be another funding call and another 12. Can you imagine how much is not getting made?
Yeah.
And then the producers that do make these movies, they only get paid from the production fee. I speak to a lot of producers going to like film festivals and film. I'm like, do you actually make money? You made a movie. Did you break even? Did you make a profit? And they're like, no, we don't make money. We just make money just to like last for the next 6 months, and we're gonna try and make the next one.
So it's like it's not a business currently.
It's like a job.
It's
like a salary.
So it's like some people work here at the Bioscope as for a living. Some people make movies for a living, but it's not quite the living you'd like it to be. It didn't have to be millions.
Yeah.
But you're saying is the word disparity maybe, or there's a gap?
Yeah.
Between
the commercial.
Yeah.
Like being a film business. Yes, you can win all the awards, but until you make the money, yes, we need artistic films. Of course we need different like voices. But I think in an ideal world, it should be both.
I was going to say.
Because the more profitable you are, the more you can make more.
The more you can make more. And it's not just getting by. It's oh, you moved millions. You made millions. What's the next thing you're going to make? Because the audience wants to be a part of this, or the investors want to be a part of it.
Exactly.
Where it's not just scraping, like starving artists.
Yeah, scraping by. And I think that's the biggest issue in our country. Wow. Yes, we do. Look, I mean, I know there's other countries that don't have grant money. Like we are still grateful. Other countries, they don't even get anything from the government. So I'm not saying they should take that away. I'm just saying like, we need to think of a way to make things sustainable, profitable, so that we can make more and the industry can grow. So that everyone's just scraping by when like 2,000 people are fighting for like a percentage of this government money just so that they could just like scrape by, you know. And this obviously like it what's the word? It affects everyone from like producers to actors. Most people that work in the industry don't just work in film.
Right.
Like
They have other jobs.
Yeah, they have like they'll have a real estate job and still work in film, or they'll work in advertising and work in film. They'll never be like
full-time filmmakers.
Yeah, that's how it is. Even the producers too. They'll produce documentaries and they'll produce movies and they'll produce short form content, because it's like short form content keeps the lights on. Long form content, you know, you probably produce one film maybe a year, every 2 years. And you just have to keep trying to grow the business and trying to be profitable. Some producers have made like 5 movies and they just haven't. Yes, they have the record and we do have the skills. Like, one thing we do have, if you can watch our commercials, we have like the best crews in the world, best DPs, best directors in the world. There's no like disparity in terms of skills, because most of international brands come and shoot their commercials here or in Cape Town. Like the people that are working these crews are South African people. Some of the Netflix productions are shot here. Like your One Piece or Escape Room shot here. Most of those crews work here. I mean, maybe the HODs most of the time are from other countries, but like the crew people and the mid-level people, some of the producers are like local people. So we do have the skill.
And HOD is heads of department.
Yes, exactly.
Just so film term for you. Please continue.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
but the talent and skill is here.
Yeah, we do have the talent, we've got the skill, but I think we just don't have that commercial. I mean, I'm also saying this because it's my hope in the industry. Like, the more the industry makes money, the more we can make more productions, make more money, employ more people, tell different stories, because it's what we want. Like, we want South African stories. But I think it's it'll probably take time, and it's an ongoing conversation.
Sure.
Like I said, I post a lot on LinkedIn, my thoughts, and people engage like, oh my God, yes. Why don't we have a zombie South African movie? I don't know, whatever you can
The Avengers or something, if that's a thing that's of interest here, your version.
Yeah, people want to see that, fantasy or,
I remember I was at Zanzibar International Film Festival a year or two ago, and this, what was it called? Ioni. I think it was called Ioni, a Tanzanian filmmaker made it. And it was, I guess, Tanzania's first major sci-fi film like that. A lot of CGI environments and vehicles and stuff. And to make a long story short, every time a robot or something came on film, we were watching it, screening it in Stone Town. Every time something happened, hoots and hollers, applause, or if they saw a robot going down, a road in Stone Town, something that they recognized. Here's something fantastical happening in our backyard. And they thought it was so the hunger is there. And that's in Tanzania. So I know it must be here.
100%. People want to see that.
They want to see that stuff. So you talked a lot about it on LinkedIn. For the people watching and reading, what's one solution you would offer? Because you're clearly passionate and knowledgeable. What would you say? It's okay if you can't do it right now, but it's like, here's how I would solve the problem so as that people can make millions, move millions emotionally, and make millions here in South Africa as filmmakers.
I think, I have a couple of solutions. I think the first one is they need to as they conceptualize the film, they need to know what the budget is and how much they need to know how much they can make. So if you can make 5 million on this movie, can you make it for 2 million or 1? If guaranteed, like you've got your film comps and you know that I'm gonna make 5 million guaranteed, can you make this movie for $1 million? Like, work your way backwards. Like, how can I do this? And then if you make that 5 million, then you can work your way backwards on a marketing plan, and then so you can make another one. The other option is you can make straight to VOD films. This broadcaster buys movies for 100K. I'm just spitball. Let's say if the budget, like they're buying movies at 100K. So can you make a movie for 20K? I know it sounds very hard, but like it is possible. I think that's the great thing about creativity. You can literally. I've sort of interrogated this idea like a lot. Like, okay, what's the list? How can I save money? I make a movie in one location. I make a movie with 2 actors.
Yeah.
And I get 2 brilliant fucking actors. I can make them unknown, you know, and shoot it in one location. Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, what genre does that work in? It could be a sci-fi movie. It could be a horror. How can I make this the most amazing 20K movie? And then I know I'll sell it at like 100K. If I sell it, maybe I have to do a lot of investments from my side. I'll have to be like, wear multiple hats. But I know I'll make 100K. Once I get that 100K, okay, I'm 80K profit. I can make 2 more. Oh, 4 more. Then that's my strategy. I'm making profitable straight to VOD films. I'm not trying to win Oscars. I'm not trying to I just want to make a movie and sell it and make a profit. Same way that you would make like I want to say a DVD, but like think of it there. The thing is a DVD you sell once for 100K.
Okay.
You know, and then obviously you don't have to sell it to one broadcaster. You can sell it to different territories. You can sell it to airlines. But if that would be like a very basic way. Like we make movies for 20K and we sell them for 100K. That's the first. And yes, you can still make, doesn't mean you won't make your Oscar prestige movies.
Sure.
Still have that on the background. But if you start in that way, like, hey, this is how much I can make. Let me make it for this amount and stick to that. And just have a sausage factory of movies. Mm-hmm. Like I admire movies like from The Asylum, the guys that make Sharknado.
Oh,
they're really shitty.
Yeah. In fact, I think they're making another one. I just saw a clip on Instagram. Yeah,
the most profitable movie studio like ever.
Asylum. Okay.
Yeah, The Asylum.
Okay.
So like that's a different strategy. I mean, do their movies have to be campy? Yes. No. We could figure out. That's just a different model.
Yeah.
I mean, what do they call their movies? Mockbusters. You know. Exactly. You know.
I've never heard that term. Mockbuster.
Yeah, like if there's a new Dune movie, they'll make their own shitty version of Dune.
Okay.
And then, you know, it's like when people buy the movie on iTunes, they're like, oh, the new Dune. And then, oh, it's the wrong one.
It's the wrong one, yeah.
I mean, it's their strategy, but like, that's one way to go.
Okay.
Straight to VOD movies, or just think in terms of profit so we can make money. We all want to make amazing, award-winning stuff.
Sure.
But I think it's like, can you make it profitable? Can you make it cheap? And can you make it creative? You just have to find a balance. I think if everyone thinks from that point of view, and that also means that like the filmmakers will have to be doing multiple things. You have to maybe write, direct, and probably shoot it. It's very unheard of. Some people don't like to do multiple things. And maybe even edit the movie too.
So kind of the auteur route.
Yeah, I think so.
Kind of.
I guess if you can pay people. But like I'm saying, that's just one way to do it.
Yeah.
And then you also shoot it like in a short space of time, a week, 4 weeks. For me personally, I would rather do that and make a shitload of films than to make one every 2 years.
Yeah.
I would bang. It would be paradise for me. Yeah. I would be like, oh, we're making another shitty movie. We'll write a script in one day. Let's go.
Yeah.
Or even the worst, better way, we don't even write a script. We write a 70-page bullet points of scenes, and we improvise the whole thing.
What, if I may, real quick, one of my favorite, I need to watch it again. It's called Monsters. And, I can't remember who made the movie off the top of my head. But I was reading something called Screenwriter Magazine in the U.S., and it was the first movie at the time that I had heard of that wasn't a full-blown screenplay. So that's why the story was so interesting in Screenwriter Magazine, because they were traveling all over Mexico, a bunch of questionable areas in Mexico, and it was just about how monsters had landed and taken over the world and all the destruction. So the writer-director,
Gareth Edwards.
Is that him?
Yeah.
That's probably him.
Yeah.
And he's a VFX guy, CGI guy, had 2 main actors, and they're just backpacking all throughout Mexico, almost shooting documentary style or guerrilla film for sure.
Yeah.
And it was just bullet points, or they just rewrite something on cards.
Yeah.
That's I know it's not prestigious and I'm a screenwriter, I wrote it by hand and then final draft, but it's a way to tell a story and get people together.
It even gets the actors to be involved in the storytelling. Usually they get handed over like a script.
Exactly.
Imagine if they just like participate and they also like, hey, what if the character does this? What if they say this? Now you have like 2 other collaborators.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wish people would think like that. I have like read about a lot of movies that were made like that. Like, oh, they made a movie for 100K with just 2 actors and they traveled for like 18 days. And then when you hear about the production, it's like, oh, this is the camera guy and 2 actors. And the production can even get better because they steal locations, they shoot all over the place. The guy who shot it is the one who's editing it. Maybe the only thing you'll have to outsource is like the sound.
I was about to say, I was like, maybe the sound.
And the color grading. But like, you can do that. That it is possible.
I remember how thrilled I felt when I read that story. And I was like, I got to find this movie. I think it was out of theaters, but it wasn't on demand yet or Blu-ray. And I was like, it was just the most thrilling thing I had heard. I'm gonna go watch. You told me it was Gareth Edwards, probably.
Yeah, Gareth Edwards.
I
think he did
Godzilla, right? Did he do the new Godzillas?
I think so. Or he also did like Rogue One.
Yeah. That's it.
So you see, like, there's ways to do it.
It exists.
It's just that, like, we just like, oh no, I have an idea. Oh no, I need to get a crew. Like, you can't. To be honest, as an indie filmmaker, you can't afford to pay 200 people. I'm sorry. You don't, unless you're a rich uncle, then you can do it.
Yeah.
But like most of the time, I think that would be like if we had like that rebel spirit.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's
Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, that's what we need. Instead of being like bougie and now you can shoot on a Sony A7S. I would watch movies that were shot on an A7S. I'm like, oh shit. That's pretty fucking good.
Where Soderbergh is filming on iPhones.
You know,
Steven Soderbergh,
yeah. You don't even maybe iPhones. A lot of people talk about iPhones, but like,
and I mean, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Want to. We're just,
it's a very
to your point.
Extreme case because there's a lot of technical stuff that you can't do on iPhone. You can solve with a lot of money.
In fairness, yeah.
But like a Sony A7S III, it's a pretty fucking full frame camera.
Okay.
Fantastic. But like, you know. You can shoot some pretty good stuff on that.
So you're saying you have options. Like, would you, in your opinion, shoot maybe something more genre on that, but maybe more dramatic on the iPhone? Because when I think of Soderbergh with the iPhone, I think most of, at least the ones I saw, they were actually all just dramas.
Oh yeah, really insane. Yeah.
Whereas perhaps the Sony you're talking about, or another piece of tech, maybe it lends more to genre. Depending on what you wrote up. I don't know. I'm just speculating.
I think it's just a tool. You could do it either.
Okay.
Like, that's the cool thing about creativity. Like, once you're in that box, you can figure out whatever you want. It could be a genre, it could be a genre.
So you just broke down another barrier then. Because I was like, oh, does it need to be a certain type of camera? And you're like, probably not. It's just how you want to use it and can you use it well.
Yeah. And like a really bad example is like, if you've seen like really good TikToks, they're shot on really shit cameras, and some of them are really engaging. You're like, oh my god, this could be a movie.
Exactly.
Like, it could be.
Yeah.
People don't. Yes, we care about quality. I think the only thing you can't get away with is sound. But like, if something is engaging, people will watch.
Exactly.
From a handheld, found footage style movie to whatever, you know, I think people can do that, and I think that would be the alternative to going for the government funding and getting these loans.
Okay.
Yes, it will take a lot of effort upfront from the filmmakers, but I think the advantage is instead of like making an application, submitting it, and waiting 4 months to see if they're approved, and then if you're not approved, you're like, hey, I'll try again next year. If you could start making 1 movie a year, or even 2, like the more you make, the better you get. That's literally what will grow the industry. Like now, there's no barriers. There's free software. You can edit on DaVinci Resolve. A lot of things you don't have to pay for. You can use Adobe Premiere Pro, but like, okay, you have to pay for it. But DaVinci is free. I mean, people do know these things, especially filmmakers. But they're like, oh no, I want the Aria Alexa, which is like $25K a day, just for the camera. It's great, but it's just for the day.
Yeah.
And I think already there, you just you sort of killed your own creativity before you start. There's a lot of cameras. All these full frame cameras are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but yeah, I could talk about this forever, dude.
Yeah, it's like, tell us how you really feel. And it's like, there's killing your darlings, and then there's killing the creativity, as you just said. And you're saying y'all are killing your creativity where you can't really even get the movie off the ground. As opposed to when people say kill your darlings, they just mean sacrifice a few. Maybe we shouldn't have this many actors.
Yeah.
Maybe we have to be in this one location. But it's in the spirit of servicing the movie because we want the movie to come out. As opposed to, well, now you won't make the movie over here.
Now it's like a pipe dream, yeah.
Now it's just a pipe dream because you couldn't get that camera or you couldn't get that thing. So now nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe you even wasted some money. Like, what did you say? You only use that camera for a day, but you've got a 7-day shoot or something. So what do you're too precious and you're too grandiose with it. It's like, maybe bring it down and make it more approachable.
Yeah, you can totally do that. I think if everyone had that same spirit, and it would make people more like, I think one of the biggest thing I keep saying, like profitable. If they can make it and do it in a way that you're profitable, do it as a side hustle until they can actually pay your bills, you'll have a body of work, you'll get better. Because the more you shoot, the better you get. That's the incredible part about the more you shoot,
Yeah.
You'll learn about marketing. I also learned about like self-distributing your own film. Like, it was an article, and I also stole some points from it and wrote a LinkedIn thing. Like, you could make one of those movies. Maybe you make it, let's say you make it for 100K, and you shoot it, edit it, whatever, it's done. Then you make your own premiere. You book a venue, you sell tickets, you sell the popcorn, you sell everything down to the bottled water. Okay. And you could literally break even in like 4 screenings, even 5 screenings.
Really?
You can, like, literally no broadcaster, no VOD person. If you literally planned and broke it down, you could even sell merch from the movie. You could sell a soundtrack from the movie. Yes, you probably need help in terms of like, the catering people, but it is a very extreme version of it. But it is possible. Yeah. And you can make the film screening so unique. Like, you can have Q&As with the actors. You could have a themed movie screening. Yeah. If it's I know I gravitate towards horror. It's just an example. It doesn't have to be a horror. But if it is a horror, what if the theme, the party, the screening is horror themed? People have to dress up, and then there's an after party. Mm-hmm. There's so many things that you can do to like try and make that money. And then maybe after those 4 days you broke even, you'd be like, okay, cool. I can still go sell my movie to a broadcaster. I can sell it to an airline. Can send to a VOD platform all around the world. I can maybe try to get a sales agent. We can sell it to different territories. Yeah. Versus like selling it to Netflix, who buys worldwide rights, and then they own it for like X amount of years, and they've paid you once. Yeah. And they could probably make a sequel without you. They own the IP.
They own it now.
Obviously everyone talks about IP a lot, but if a lot of filmmakers knew that they could own stuff, like the same way Stranger Things, I'm sure there's like t-shirts, there's like action figures. It's literally the Disney model. Disney makes more money from their toys than from their ticket sales. Yeah. If we had the same, maybe we don't have the scale of Disney, but you can make, I don't know, if you make a movie about like a housekeeper who kills people, maybe you sell a bunch of brooms. I don't know. Like, it could be anything. Or it could be like action figures. Like, maybe you don't know
gloves or something.
Oh yeah, like at the film screen, like here's some gloves that you can buy. The movie theme is signed by the actors. The world is like, it could be open.
There's so much creativity out there
in terms of being profitable and making money through the product. But I think we want the story to be authentic and hit all the notes and all the technical aspects. But I think even if you just did it once or twice or even 3 times, you'll get better. You'll know what works.
Yeah. Because that repetition.
You'll find out what works. You can even do like a case study on it. You can have other filmmakers do it. Like, hey, I made a whole premiere for my own film. I can help you with yours.
Exactly.
Now it's like a service that you offer.
Yeah, exact. Some type of film coaching a specialized film coaching or something. Yeah. Or boot camp or an academy or something. It's another way to bring money in and also connect.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
So yeah, obviously you can do these things. I also read about other indie filmmakers. I'm not like a genius. I read about a lot of indie filmmakers
That's good,
that
though.
make money. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. I should write that down. I should try it one day.
Yeah, that's
So
excellent.
I think that's the possibilities that filmmakers can do. And a lot of people are always looking for permission, like, oh, that's not right. I can't shoot a movie on an iPhone. I can shoot a movie on an A7S. It's like, you don't need permission. To be honest, our industry is unregulated, so anyone can work in film. There are industry bodies, but they don't really hold anyone accountable that much.
Okay.
And I think that's an opportunity for aspiring filmmakers. Just go ahead and do it. There's no rules. No one knows better than you do. Just go do your thing, learn from it, and apply it again. See what fails, what works, and keep. There's no like golden rule
Pathway or something.
Like people just experimenting, go out, and most people are just afraid. They're like, oh, I have to do what everyone else did. Can I really put in enough effort?
Okay.
I just want the money now, or I think maybe yes, you all want the money, but I think you have to do this and have something else to pay your bills. Mm-hmm. You just can't do film only. That's just one thing I just know. Not yet, not especially when you're starting out.
Sure.
You have to have something else that you're doing.
Okay.
And then your bills are taken care of and all your things. Mm-hmm. And you have to probably make a few sacrifices also. The hard sacrifices would be like waiting a little bit before having children and starting having a white picket fence, but you can give a few years and see how far you can get.
Okay.
But yeah, also we know film is not for the faint.
No, it is not.
You have to be like endlessly grinding. I've been in this industry for so long. I've met so many people, worked with so many people that are just like, no, I'm leaving. I'm done. Okay. You have to be resilient. So many people are sort of like stopped walking the path with me because they were like, oh, this is not working. I'm going to go work in construction. Or I'm going to go work at like McDonald's or whatever.
Sure.
Corporate.
Yeah.
And obviously they have their reasons.
Sure. Yeah.
But hey, if you really, really, really loved it, you would like try while you have other stuff. That's what I think. That's my other stuff.
You sound like, did you see Whiplash?
Yeah.
You sound like J.K. Simmons when he was like, what's his name, threw the chair at Bird decades ago, the jazz player. And he was like, well, Bird wouldn't get discouraged because he wants to be a great jazz musician. And I know it sounds aspirational, but that's why we're talking now and you're sharing your experience, your story, which you've even read from other people because you didn't have to have experienced everything.
Yeah.
Just say, no, but there are other people who are like, I won't get discouraged. I'm going to put a film in one location. I'm going to have 2 actors. We're not going to have a traditional script. We'll have note cards. We're not going to get this camera. We're going to film on our phone. We're going to create the merchandise for the blah, 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 and just and we won't make a career out of this one way. It might look different for the next film, but if we do it this way, we might stand a better chance of making the next film. Like I said, I wrote it down here. Move millions emotionally to make millions. Because you were like, you want to be able to make more stuff. But if you're so focused on the prestige and everything first, in an ecosystem that doesn't seem to currently support what you're talking about, you're like, well, then guys, you got to pivot.
Yeah.
You got to do it a little bit differently. So you shared a lot of opinions and experience. How does this come into play with Ironheart Films? You teach these things in Ironheart, or how do you?
Okay, so I did run like a filmmaking meetup for like a year.
Okay.
Where I was teaching this stuff. But also I tried to, I want to say like it was like a startup club for filmmakers.
Okay.
So we'd have filmmakers come, maybe like we'll have an event, it's 4 hours once a month. People would come and they would say, hey, I have a project, like a startup pitch. Okay. Hey, I have a script, it's 10 minutes. It's one location, it's a horror movie, it's a sci-fi, it's a drama about this. This is what I need. I need an actor, I need a DP, and I need a location. This is what I have. And then people in the crowd be like, oh, I like your story. I want to join your crew.
Okay.
And then they would try and make movies like that. I wanted to create like a culture of filmmakers making movies together.
Nice.
Like low budget vibes, like short films. Just have an ecosystem, and then obviously things would link to grow bigger from that. But it was kind of a lot to do, especially by myself.
Okay. Because it's just you, right?
Yeah, and people
Okay.
wanted me to produce all their films. And I'm like, oh, I want to. In the perfect world, I would. I have my own. But why don't we all come together? So I did that. I also obviously like have YouTube content. I have LinkedIn posts, and blogs.
Instagram.
And I also share my journey as I try to grow.
Yeah.
As I learn, I realize, oh, okay, cool. You're running a production company, but you can't do films only. You need to do films, docus. You also need to do short film content. What does that look like? What do you need?
Gotcha.
You know, and I share those type of content from when I work on a docu-series. I'm like, oh, to work on a docu-series is great if you get it like commissioned, because you work for 18 months and that's like rent for 18 months for your business. What else can you do while you're doing the documentary? You do short form content. You do all, you know, how do you scale the business? Because also as a one person production company, it's not really, you can't really work by yourself for long. You have to scale. You need to hire interns. I've hired interns.
Gotcha.
And sort of scale my business to like have a bigger output in terms of different videos.
Yeah.
Scale back now, but like even scaling for those 9 months, I learned a few things. Okay, this is what I need to do. Next time I hire people again, this is what I need to do. I need to market. I need to do different things. And as you learn about the business, whether it's like negotiation, sales, marketing, I mean, that's everything all in one go. That's where I am now. I'm like, okay, cool. What does like Ironheart Films look like? Yes, we still want to make movies, but we have to first learn how to be sustainable and over the long term. And then how do we introduce long-term projects without depending too much on government funding?
Okay.
You know, so I've been putting those systems in place. And like, how do I pick back up again?
Okay.
Also, obviously, navigating the changes in the industry.
Sure.
You also have to learn new skills. You know, how else can I make money? You know, things like that.
Okay.
I've thought of selling courses, but I'm still like on the fence about that. Okay. But I do just, the teaching part for me, I think I just do it because I love the industry.
You naturally do it.
Yeah.
You taught me a lot just here at this table and just outline options. A lot of people don't know what they can do and how they can approach stuff because they have the traditional. But yeah, so let's close out. This has been really good, Lungile. What if people come to Ironheart Films? Can you just reel off really quick? What problems do you solve for them? I know he's got a presence online, so I'll put LinkedIn, Instagram. I'll put all that in where you guys can find it. When they come to you, what will they be working on with you to get their project off the ground?
Oh, okay. I mean, we do like a lot of branded content.
Okay.
If you have a film script, I don't want to say I read your script because it's a lot of investment.
It's a lot of
take a project from development to like production. I get a lot of DMs when people say, "I have a script. I live 200 k's away."
Yeah,
I don't want to say that we offer that, but maybe we do want people to reach out. If they want advice, I'll give you advice. I'll get on a 15-minute Zoom with you. I don't mind doing that. But if you have a business or a brand and you want to tell a story, you want to
come to you.
Yeah, basically. We'll create video content, we'll create a strategy, we'll shoot for you, produce content for you for social media. It could be a docu, it could be a branded content, it could be a commercial. You are a reality star and you want a reality show about your life, you can come to us and we can try to see how we can make that happen.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what we can sort of help people with.
Awesome. Well, yeah. This has been great. I've learned so much. I hope you guys have learned so much from watching and reading. Go follow Lungile on all his platforms. You're going to learn so very much. I'm always learning from you. And with that, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, guys.